Hi everyone. So today I'm going to talk about a payment system which has changed India's way of digital payments, transacting digital payment. It has revolutionized a lot. I'm going to talk about the UPI system, which is the Unified Payment Interface. This was launched in the year 2016. This was the platform launched by the National Payment Corporation of India, NPCI, in the 2016. So, while you go back to the history and see why this payment was launched, okay, before UPI electronic payment, before UPI, the electronic payment system was very much complicated. So RBI and Government of India wanted to revolutionize this payment, this payment setup, and they have to solve the problem of the common man. So they decided to go digital. Okay, going digital for all the payments, with keeping in mind even the small street vendors who can use this tool for transacting payment without usage of credit card as well as a computer. So keeping that as a basic idea in mind, they wanted to go for this payment. Okay, so when with this idea, okay, how this was started was that they started this as a public system. They did not depend on one common bank or a private wallet. They introduced multiple banks into this pool, and also UPI connected all banks in a single platform. It introduced virtual payment address, UPI ID, allowing you to send money just using mobile number or by scanning a simple black and white QR code. If you look at the past, before the financial transaction before UPI, all transactions were done via cash. Small transaction like grocery, restaurant, or auto all are done by a cash. Even certain big transactions were done by a cash, and always cash payment were preferred by many of the vendors. Keeping cash, they felt very safe, and also was a major mode of transaction, but which had a major risk in terms of carrying cash. So also one more big problem which people had was that keeping necessary change. You have to have proper change so that your cash transaction people honor it. So also we have to look at what are all the issues which were there in front of government and RBI when they were to implement this UPI system. The online payment was very complicated, and people associated risk of online payment because of various cyber crimes. People were not educated enough to understand this. Internet was very slow. Banking process was complicated. Also, you know, right, in terms of banking, it took 30 minutes for an account to get activated. Adding a new account is also complicated, and if there are any simple mistake which you do while activating, that will also makes that payment can go from instead of X account to Y account, which even bothered the system. And also, not all banks, there are multiple banks in India, not all banks were having a seamless internet banking transaction. So for small everyday purchases, going via online internet banking was such a cumbersome and a difficult activity. So going to the era of UPI, post OPI, UPI, okay, basically after COVID, the UPI payment system uh, access were used by all. All means from top big companies to small retail vendors who is in the roadside shop were all able to use this UPI transactions. So as I told, many frictions, okay, all the frictions which were there in this vanished. Your phone became your identity. Money moved directly from your bank account to the receiver bank account. No middlemen were there, no computer, no credit card. It was all done via QR code. So this was accessible even to small vendors, roadside vendors. So the concept of soundbox invention was quite a good one for pushing this scheme, because immediately when the transaction is done, an alert message, without having phone or credit card machine or a computer, they are able to hear that the payment has been received. The main advantage is CD and real time. This is online real time transaction where you also get a confirmation of this transaction immediately. When you look at the scale, okay, when you look at the overall scale, okay, UPI is officially the largest payment system in the world. Nearly 50% of the global real-time digital transactions were done from India via this UPI. For the year 25-26, okay, UPI has processed 241 billion payments in terms of amount value, which is 66 crore rupees were transacted via UPI in a day. 85% of the payment in India were digital and done with UPI. 700 banks in India are all connected via UPI in this single platform. Okay, from a small tiny project which started in the year 2016, UPI has crossed a magic number of 500 million users who are currently part of the system. These are all individual users, and 65 million merchants who are also part of this UPI ecosystem. When you look at the way forward, the initiative of UPI is much appreciated by various countries around the world, and UPI is now currently going global. UAE, Singapore, France, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan and Mauritius are the few countries, okay, which has got Indian UPI system. There are plans to expand this system to 20 more countries. So international travel will become very, very seamless. With UPI and mobile ID, payment can be done via credit card also. To conclude, UPI proved to the world that high-end technology doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. By making payment free, instant, and accessible to everyone, India created the global benchmark for financial inclusion. Thank you.